Wes Brisco, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing excellent, man. It's good to be here.
Last time we spoke, you were talking about some initiatives you were starting in terms of businesses because you're big into the sea and the water. Speak to us about that.
Yeah, man. Started my own clothing company, Naughty Life. Just been trying to diversify my profile. Try to expand a little bit more. But my main focus is still being you guys as Canadian heavyweight champion.
That's right. Now let's talk about the state of professional wrestling. We've seen a lot of involvement with the AEW disrupting the professional wrestling market. Well, what are your thoughts on AEW? The AEW thus far?
Man, I was really, really surprised with the new product of AEW because I was at first I was wondering about their production. I was wondering because I've done TV for such a long time with TNA and WWE, and back when I was in the developmentals, and then of course with Ring Warriors, we were on Pop TV and a bunch of other places, Destination America and the WGN network. But it's very hard to do a good production, and they really knocked it out of the park because I was kind of worried at first. I was like, man, is AEW going to be able to knock it out of the park in every different broad spec? But man, they really did a great job of really hitting it out of the park, I thought. In my honest opinion.
What's their formula to success beyond the broadcast aspect? What else is it about that promotion you think that is really redefining the landscape?
Well, they're doing something totally different than WWE or NXT. They're doing something where they're giving other athletes an avenue to actually express their art form and not be held back in ways, because sometimes in WWE and NXT you're held back a little bit because of due to the writers, due to producers, due to the big man. You never really know. You never really sometimes have that opportunity to get that paintbrush. And with AEW, they're showing a new group of talent, and they're actually giving them the platform to paint a good canvas.
Now, you're obviously a martial artist as well. You've got experience in various striking and grappling forms. Speak to us about Cain Velasquez and his transition into the world of professional wrestling, particularly his feud now with Brock Lesnar. What are your thoughts on that?
MMA fighters and professional wrestlers, there's always been since day one. Kim Shamrock, of course you got my uncle, my dad, which were shooters, Billy Robinson, of course you got Hannibal. There's been Haku, there's been great shooters before this, but I'm really not sold on it. I'm good friends with Brock, but I'm just not, for me, I don't really know if I'm going to watch it.
You're not sold on Cain Velasquez or this particular feud between Velasquez and Lesnar?
Velasquez. I just don't think, where has he trained? How to be able to go on pay-per-view and have a match where you steal a show, unless it's some type of gimmick match, but to actually have a 6-7 star match, one of those things that you really knock it out of the park. I guess so. They just stick to it'll kind of be like a little bit of MMA and then a little bit of professional wrestling, but we've kind of seen that before, and it doesn't quite work.
What is it that doesn't make it work in your opinion?
Well,
because I'm countering, because some people say there is a market for that sort of that sort of wrestling. This hybrid form of professional wrestling and mixed martial art. We're seeing it. It's
if you look at Matt Riddle, right. Matt Riddle's great. I don't think he actually lost it, but he held the record for one of the fastest knockouts for UFC. What was it, Ultimate Fighter? I believe he was on. I believe it was Ultimate Fighter. He had the quickest knockout, and then of course he failed some drug tests, and then whatever.
They all did.
Yeah, whatever. But now he's killing in WWE. Yes. But okay, here's the thing: he's able to sell. Is Cain gonna sell? Is Cain gonna sell for Brock? Or do they still have some animosity together? Is there some heat? We don't know. So is it, because if there's two guys that are just going to go at it and they don't kind of sell and there is no kind of storytelling because they don't want to work with each other, then it's just going to be kind of crap. It's going to be a bunch of kicking and punching compared to when you look at someone like Riddle, where he'll go out there and tell a story. Right. He'll be involved. He'll actually sell and then set up the MMA moves in the right spots to make it all make sense.
Agreed. On that point, what advice, last question in regards to Velasquez, what key advice would you give him? If you were to give him advice, what would that be?
Man, to be honest with you, good luck. I mean, you've already been in there with Brock, so you already know what an animal he is, and you guys have all seen him in WrestleMania and stuff like that. He does not care, and I think Cain's going to be into some treat because he's also stepping into Brock's world too, because the WWE is Brock's world, so it's not like the kind of not an equal playing field. Brock is the big dog on that campus.
Now, speak to us about WWE as a product, as a whole. Are you still watching WWE?
Negative.
You are not?
No.
Why is that?
It's too long. Too long of a promos. They don't let the guys actually. They're kind of too scripted for me. They're
not authentic?
They're not authentic. There is no passion. There is no, and you can tell when someone has passion and drive. You can tell by the look in their eyes. You can look in them when they zoom in that camera and there's no passion, there's no drive, there's no sparkle in the eye. That loses me. That kind of already, I'm just like, if he doesn't believe it, why should I believe it? And then some of just the storytelling just hasn't been up to par. And to be honest with you, I mean, if I see like the Usos or, Roman or some of my boys, Sheamus or Drew McIntyre or, some of my boys that I was in developmental with, I'll watch it then. But other than that, that's like, it's not on my DVR. It's not like, it's definitely not what I'm watching.
Fair enough. Speak to us about MLW. What do you think of MLW?
I like MLW. I watch MLW, I watch AEW, and I watch, New Japan, and I watch a lot of more old school wrestling than anything, to be honest with you. I like old school English wrestling. I like my style of wrestling is that style of submissions and grappling, and I like the art of storytelling. But MLW is doing a great job. Of course, we got Davey Boy Smith coming here from MLW. So, they're doing a great job, and, the more avenues that the guys have, the better it is, for everybody.
Now, obviously, we're here at Great North Wrestling here for the show Apocalypse, happening here in Rockland, Ontario. What keeps coming you back to Canada to wrestle for the best wrestling promotion, Great North Wrestling? What is it that keeps drawing you back here?
Man, I've been coming to Great North Wrestling for a long time now. I think it's been a little over 6 years now. And for some reason, I just fell in love with the Canadian people, and they kind of fell in love with me, and I built this bond out here in Canada, which I would never ever thought that I would be able to build this bond out here. Of course, I was the first American to ever win the Canadian Heavyweight Championship, so that's something that still holds deep in my heart, and just the opportunities that were given to me out here from Hannibal, Great North Wrestling, it's just been a blessing.
Now, you've done some boxing, you've done some wrestling, you've done the whole gamut, a variety of different combat and martial arts, so on and so forth. Speak to us about Tyson Fury and his quasi-transition into the world of professional wrestling. What are your thoughts on that?
He's been doing a good job. He's actually been training a bunch, and we'll see. We'll see. I don't really follow it too much, so I can't really tell you.
Fair enough.
That's my honest opinion.
What's going to happen tonight? You'll be facing Jeremy Prophet. What can we expect from you this evening?
Man, this match has been a match that's been destined to happen. I mean, I have nothing but respect for the Prophet, and me and him are going to go out there and have one hell of a match, and we're going to leave it all on the line. So you guys better stay tuned and check out this match, because I guarantee you it's going to be a 6-star match or better.
6-star match. Wes Brisco, thank you very much for your time, sir.